Please welcome to the stage Ava Colley, Greek member of the European Parliament.
Okay, now high expectations after Gabe. He's a charmer, and he's actually having managed to have a government that knows exactly what they have to do, and provide also real solutions to real problems. So I'm going to give you my perspective from Europe. We've been struggling a bit. I come from Greece. So when I got elected in the European Parliament, I realized that we have some problems to solve, and we need bigger solutions than national solutions. I realized also that centralization has created a lot of problems when we try to provide these solutions. And then I heard about blockchain, decentralizing, giving up the control back to the citizens, and the banks didn't like it that much, so I thought it was interesting. Figuring out that also in Europe we don't have a guarantee of the deposits, since the banks of Cyprus one day sat down and people lost everything, all their savings. I tried to explore in the digital tools that we had. So basically, I figured out after fintech that we released data from the banks to new solutions, smaller companies outsourcing these solutions. I saw that blockchain can actually solve many problems. It cannot solve everything. Some people believe that it might, but it won't. But if you have an actual problem, then yes, it can do something about it. So one of the issues I faced was that if you ask members of the parliament, do you know cloud? They would say, basically, yes, they know cloud. Do you use it? They say, like, no, we don't. Do you have an email? Yes. So basically, they use something that they don't know what it is. The same problem now we have with blockchain. They will start using it. It's just a technology. It scares them a bit because they don't understand it. Not all of them have e-wallets. I would say like 5 people here would have e-wallets if you were in Europe. So I had to explain to them what blockchain is, try to understand myself what the main definition is. So basically, we treat it as an infrastructure technology. And we are technology and business neutral in our approach. So I started working on the resolution to make sure that all these misunderstandings and misperception will be removed. Having a problem of that OECD mentioned, you know that we have 130 billion of hidden fees to our transactions, 130 per year. So basically, I thought that we could solve this problem. Asking also Draghi what he thinks about it, how he feels about this new technology, the virtual currencies, and realizing that they don't like it, they're monitoring it, but the European Court of Justice decided that they're going to treat it, they're going to exempt it from VAT. So basically, it started to have some attention. So we managed to pass this resolution by educating all the members of the European Parliament that had to vote. We are voting basically, the committee, it passed, besides one that didn't even know exactly why he was not voting. But now next week it's passing the plenary. And we have huge support, cross-party support, which means now it's going to be eligible for funding. Anything that has a blockchain infrastructure as solving their solutions, like for giving solutions like for the energy problem. It's going to have financing. We already have some pilots going on. We made sure that we're going to have 350 million euros to fund projects and pilots to remove the risk. So I think we're the first government. Maybe Gabe managed to do better than me, but I'm trying to compete. So anyway. 350 million, we have the first project, My Health, My Data, how you can control your data with blockchain. And we also have, for anybody that's interested, 5 million awards for 5 solutions that also have a social impact, and it's blockchain for good. So if you Google that, you can apply if you have a good idea that's also doing something good. Until 2019, you can go for it. So hopefully we're going to have more of that. since I'm working, like I finished with the resolution, as I said, it's being voted next week. I'm now working on the crowdfunding report, which is essential because now our new problem is the ICOs. It's an amazing instrument to mobilize capital and give you the possibility to invest in a good idea, but we have no rules. And the problem is that crowdfunding has basically borders and barriers, national barriers. We try to remove those in Europe, but crowdfunding, it's more international. We're going to have to deal with it. At least we recognize ICOs as a platform, as an instrumental vehicle to mobilize capital. We try to treat tokens as not securities, not commodities, but maybe as contracts of liability, where there are rules of due diligence and disclosure. And this means you can have a claim for future profit. And we're going to help you decide if you want to invest or not, but understanding also if you do have a claim. You know how many scams are out there. Unfortunately, I'm afraid that next year it's going to be a bit difficult to convince politicians to go for these solutions because there are white papers that at the end of it, they say, you have no claim, you own nothing. What you just bought is nothing, and they are still buying those tokens until now, and they're raising millions and like maybe even billions. So basically, we have to help people to understand if the jurisdiction is the right one, if it's verified. Of course, we cannot stop them. If you want to go and play cards at an illegal private club, we cannot stop you. But we can have like a casino with some rules if you want to do the trading experience. But for me, it's going to be more important when we see the real value of blockchain. So blockchain as solution, giving back control to the citizens of their data, of their money, of their transactions. One more thing that I'm working on, I think if you could ask me things, it would be GDPR. I do believe that blockchain can provide us also solutions for GDPR. So if you have the hash on blockchain, but not the sensitive data, then you're okay. And one thing that some people get wrong is that the right to privacy and the right to be forgotten stops when the right to information starts, to public information. So there is a huge field to explore new solutions. I do see supply chain, identity, I've mentioned it in the resolution, smart contracts for copyrights to reward the artists and not have the associations or any friction and intermediaries between them. Fintech solutions, of course, as I mentioned. And basically, I have to go back to the copyrights because imagine if you have like an on-top platform of YouTube that somebody can upload their video, and then when you have a lot of hits, you can get a percentage from the advertisement directly to your wallet without having to deal with your association and try to understand what kind of deal was done for your content. Finally, because I have to be accurate and like finish at 10 minutes, let me just say that now we have to redefine a few things. So besides securities, as I said, we have to find what's the new definition for tokens. I think we helped the US a bit to stop saying that everything is a security because it's not, especially Bitcoin. It's completely decentralized. So nobody can control it or it cannot be shut down. But we will try to provide some legal certainty because we realize that legal certainty is also connected to this, the prices when they go like up or down, and it's because a statement was made by politicians. So legal certainty is essential also for smart contracts. And it could be like used for e-voting solutions. And as I said, we have to redefine a few things. One is if actually it can be an instrument that can control your data and give you solutions to your to the new era, like your freedom to do transactions without anybody knowing about them. Microtransactions especially. There was a guy that I met in a conference that said that I have an implant now in my hand and I have all my credit cards here and my identity, and I feel really free. Okay, so we have to define what freedom is, because if it's on blockchain, I believe there is some kind of freedom even there. But if not, all the transactions are being recorded, right? And all your data are there. What you buy, what you don't buy. You can be discriminated from an insurance company if you, I don't know, drink too much, if you buy alcohol, or if your Google search is about chronic disease. So if you want solutions to your data and be able to control who sees what, your health data, then blockchain could be that solution. So basically, we have a lot of work to do. I'm really happy to be invited here, and I want to thank GBBC because I learned so much. When I entered the first conference like that, they were all scared because I was a politician. I was like basically unwanted, and there were no women. They thought I was like working for catering services. And now with GBBC, we managed to be, I think, more, understand more, and to feel more welcome. Thank you so much.